Aaron is checking the camera, I'm checking Aaron. Who's checking me?
I'm checking you.
Oh, thank you.
And Chubby is checking me, so.
Oh, and Chubby is checking my voice too, so what a production, right? All right, so welcome to the beautiful world of aquascaping. We're here in the Green Aqua Gallery with Chills.
Hi.
We're gonna talk about the aquarium hobby in general. And I'm gonna have some questions about your home tank, and you're gonna probably have a lot of questions about your home tank. And we can discuss last week's video where we built a 60p tank with the new, what was the name of the wood? Aaron, what was the name of the wood?
Dragonwood.
Dragonwood, thank you. All right, so that's today's topic. Stay with us. How are you?
Good, thanks. A bit sleepy, but good.
Sleepy? It's afternoon now.
Yes, but we just ate, so
Okay.
you get sleepier for an hour.
How's your tank?
Well, finally it's good. I did have some problems with it for like a week or two. I kind of screwed up the lighting first, and
What did you do with it?
well, I accidentally turned off the timer. I don't know, I just started pressing the button.
Without seeing, because he
yeah.
wasn't facing. That's what I do all the time.
I didn't know what to do, so I just pressed some buttons and then it lit up. But I didn't know that I completely erased all the timer. No problems.
So it just stayed on for how long?
I don't know, well, a lot. You know, it started growing like all these green moss everywhere in the tank, and
Algae, not moss.
oh, okay.
What did it bring into your life, into your personal life, having a fish tank, and what did it take out of your personal life?
Well, a lot of time for sure.
How much time did it take?
Not a lot of time, I wouldn't say that, but it does require a lot of maintenance, especially now that it's summer and it's really, really hot. So the first time we brought it home, some of the fish died because the water just heated up so badly, and probably every second or third day I usually fill up because, you know, it's very hot.
Evaporation?
Yes, I just fill up again and then, you know, put all the, I don't know, this kind of liquid in there that you have to do when you change it.
Dechlorinator?
Yes.
To remove the chlorine from the
Yes.
water?
Now it's working perfectly.
You have no algae?
No, absolutely not, because
Cool.
yeah, now the timer is set. Gary did that. I don't change it anymore. I don't press any buttons.
But how many times do you change the water now? Weekly?
Well, I always fill it up.
And you never change the water?
Well, not like that.
Now you're gonna have algae if you don't change the water, you know that. Did you know that many people are changing the water every day for like 3 months? And actually, if you watch the Josh Sim workshop and masterclass, Josh Sim, one of the biggest aquascapers in the world, is actually changing water very, very often. And the chance for algae and the overall freshness of the tank is absolutely great. So the more water you change, the better your tank will be.
Yeah, but Gary changed it twice.
Okay, so Gary, our maintenance expert, visited Chills, did 2 water changes or 1?
I think 2
Like
actually,
he did
because
2.
he visited twice.
What changes did he suggest to you?
First of all, not to change
Not to
the
mess with the timer.
yeah, not to mess with the timer. Also, he gave me this fan that's put up on the top of it, cooling
It's
the
set
water.
at like 45 degrees
yes,
and it
yes,
pushes.
and it's cooling the water.
But that will increase the evaporation. This is why you probably need to,
probably, yes.
because like when you blow the surface, the evaporation is accentuated, and that's how it brings down the temperature of the tank.
Ever since that fan is up, everything works fine. And
What's the temperature?
24.
Cool, ideal. Does it bother you that it's on all the time and you can hear it?
If I slept there, it probably would, especially the fan, but the skimmer stops for the nights.
You should not put the skimmer on timer. You could, that's okay, because you don't need surface cleaning all the time. Actually, when it bothers you a lot, sometimes people just put it on timer for like 10 minutes, a couple of times a day. What else did he suggest?
He gave me food for the fish, also not to give them too much because otherwise the algae eaters will eat it as well, and they will not eat algae.
You still didn't tell me how much time it takes.
Well, not much on a daily basis. It's probably the most time it takes is when I have to refill it, because I don't have like a very large bucket or something. So I just fill my watering can with water and then I go back and forth.
And for that reason, you don't change the water, because you know, if you don't change the water after a couple of weeks or months, and your tank is about 5 weeks old, so 1.5 months old, and you're gonna have problems with algae, I can guarantee, almost guarantee, try to invent a water change system that works really fast for you.
Yeah, probably that would be the best.
Can you tell me how much time you spend on average per week on the tank? Because I'm sure that viewers will be interested in how much time that takes.
Probably half an hour to an hour, I think.
Did you trim the tank since you have it? Trim the plants?
No.
So there's going to be a time in every aquarium's life when the plants are so overgrown that they look like a jungle in your tank and they cover everything. You're not going to see the rocks, you're not going to see the wood, you're not going to see anything, just plants blended together. Ideally, you don't want to wait that time. You would want to start to trim the plants before that. Why? Because if the plants grow too high and too big, the bottom of these plants will be yellowish, they're leggy, they're not going to look good. It's very difficult to recover them and to bring them back to the original concept. If you liked planting, you're gonna love trimming, because you're working with something live and you're working with something that is already ready, and you're just, you know, tidying it up through an artistic process of shaping the tank back to its original status.
It seems a bit intimidating because I feel like it's all very new to me, so I don't know exactly what I have to do, when I have to do. I need to see someone do it, and then I will be able to do it.
I'm the same person, so when I start anything, and I'm not only talking about aquascaping here, I'm talking about anything in life, I would probably need some guidance. So that's completely natural, and if you have time and if you want to, we could just do a shooting there in your place, doing a plant maintenance.
I would love that.
So comment below, guys, if you want to know how Chill's tank's maintenance is done. Because I really like the idea that you know, we're bringing you in and we're bringing you up to speed from zero basically through these videos, and then you can ask all those questions that everybody, me at the beginning, would ask about planted tank setup, maintenance, whatever. What do you think that like 1 hour per week on this hobby, is that too much? Is that too little?
It depends. Obviously, if this is something you like and something that you want, then you will want to spend as much time as possible. If it's not something you like, you will say that an hour a week is a lot of time. If you like it, then you will say, oh, I enjoyed so much, I would like to do more if I have more time. Changing the water, I don't necessarily enjoy. I like watching the fish. I like to see them. I like how they are always happy when I come with the food.
Right.
And they see me and they already like come near the surface and wait for the little pellets. We
need to do something about the hoses and how you change the water, because you know there's the water change system that JBL has. You can just plug it to a tap, and then it will suck out the water and it will fill up the water just by a tap. The system.
Yeah, okay, let's do that together, and then I will.
And my last question to Chills here about her planted tank newbie experience. What did aquascaping bring into your life?
Well, for me, for one thing, I really like the fish. It's a good thing to care for something, care for an animal, and I really enjoyed building it. But so far, as we just said, I didn't start trimming it. So far, I've only seen the necessities that goes with it, so I'm really excited to actually experience the part that will be like a hobby part. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I know what you mean exactly.
The enjoyable part.
About the view of the tank in the space, about the mood of the room
it's very nice to look at, and thankfully the cat is not really interested in the fish at all.
So you could have an open top tank.
Yeah, I actually removed the tops.
You did?
Yes, because we needed to put the fan on top. Sometimes I hold the cat and show her.
Oh, really?
The fish, yeah.
That's cute.
Yeah, she will just put her paws on it and then be like, what is this? But then she will not be, when I put her down, she will not be interested. I'm just very curious what to do to make the fish feel better, because that's my only fear. You know, if it was just an aquarium with, you know, scaping and plants and everything, I wouldn't be like so concerned, but I'm not sure what to do to make the fish actually, you know, feel better.
Rule number one for the fish is that if you have good water quality, they will feel good. We've been talking about this with Jos from the koi video a couple of weeks ago. They told me, which I completely agree with, that you don't need to take care of the fish, you need to take care of the water. So as long as the water quality is good and the parameters are good, and the things that are in the water or are not in the water are good, then you'll be fine. And this is why we always talk about filtration, because filtration is the number one thing that will remove ammonia from the tank, and ammonia is a toxic chemical for the fish. It's just as poisonous as arsenic would be for people. So if you have a lot in your dwell, then you can die within days. If you have just a little, you can live and get sick after years. And if you don't have any, you'll die of something else, but we're not, probably, most likely, but probably not that soon. Plants are able to remove a lot of ammonia from your planted tank, but ammonia is also toxic to fish, so your goal would be to transform that ammonia into nitrates, which is a plant nutrient, but it's, you know, not toxic to the fish in normal quantities. And you're gonna have a lot of nitrates in the planted tank because all organic rotting, which is fish excrements and pee and everything else. So they're swimming actually in their own toilet. So you need to remove the ammonia and all the rotting organics from...
Never thought of that this way.
Yeah. Aside from the water requirements, you will probably have to have good quality food, a lot of oxygen in the water, which is provided by the plants. So healthy plants are important because if they photosynthesize, they will produce a lot of oxygen to the water. You don't need aeration in planted tanks for the same reason. So the combination of good filtration, good water temperature, because organic rotting is more accentuated in higher temperatures, good oxygen levels, and plenty of space or spaces to hide and everything, which you always have when you have lots of plants in a tank. Even though it's a minimalist tank and you would think that there are only rocks and everything, fish will find their own places to hide. Frozen food is really cool, so you can give them frozen food once a week, twice a week. You don't really need to take care of the fish and spend a lot of time. You don't need to walk the fish. You could though.
You don't need to walk the fish? Oh, now that explains why they died. I have probably so many things I don't know yet. I don't even know what I don't know yet, you know?
Yeah, so it's generally a good idea for you guys to post any questions that you have about me doing unconscious things without explaining them in a video. What about last week's video? Do you have any questions about that?
You see exactly what it's going to look like or what you want it to look like. And then, you know, for me, sometimes especially when we start doing it, it just doesn't make sense for me. Why would you like put it this way or put it behind it or put it in a specific angle and stuff? And
oh, you're talking about why I placed the wood like this? Oh, that's easy because I didn't explain that in last week's video. That's okay. Really good point. I did it because the importance of shadows, and we've been talking about that in many videos before. The idea comes from FUKADA-san, Takayuki Fukada from Japan, one of the IIPSC champions, has been stressed by Josh Sim, also IIPSC champion, and we talked about with Stephen Chong as well, and they always told us and taught us that shadows are important because they will bring a lot of tension to the scape. And if you have all the rocks placed like this and all the light is reflecting on the rocks or wood, then you have nothing. If you have it the other way around, you don't have light on the lower parts of it, so there you will have a lot of shadowy areas which will bring mystery to the whole build.
That makes a lot of sense, actually. I'll just put some more effort into, learning, especially the names. I'm really bad with the names.
You mean the plant names?
The plant names, it's so hard for me because they are long Latin names. So, and many of them are just so similar.
You have to divide these plants into groups. And if you start by learning a couple of main groups so that we can learn together here. First one, hair grass. Grass types, Eleocharis. So you just learn Eleocharis, which is dwarf hair grass. It's a big group. You can use that a lot. The second type of plants that you need to know is like epiphyte plants, Anubias. Bucephalandra, that's another epiphyte group. You use Monte Carlo, really easy to learn because it's a nice place in Europe. Crypts are also a big group. You've got many types. And then you can learn the stem plants, the plants that go in the background. And that's it. Then you start one by one and you bring in more and more and you learn one plant at a time.
Now that I think of it, that's exactly what I did at university because, I studied meteorology and that's exactly what we did with the names of...
What kind of clouds you have? Cloud formations.
The names of the clouds,
cumulus,
exactly.
etc., etc.
Yes.
It's very important to know the name of the plants because that's one of the building structures of a scape. Actually, the viewers asked us to do a couple of group descriptions for the plants. So we can go on one by one and then you can learn it together with everybody here.
Sounds good.
All right, so I think that we're done for today. Do you have any more questions about your home tank, about last week's?
Not yet, but I will probably have some when we do the maintenance. I will write down all my questions by the time you come.
Cool. And you guys also write down your questions to us because we really want to know what you miss in our videos, what more information you need. All right, so we'll see you next week. Take care.
Bye.
Don't forget to aquascape.